Hello and welcome to the new video. If this is your first time here, my name is Hannah and today I will be crocheting my rainbow blanket. Hi, I hope you are well. Welcome back. Today is a little bit of a different setup for me. First of all, I'm on the floor in my bedroom, and it's because I am currently working on my rainbow blanket, and I wanted to I've got like a couple of rows left and then I'll be doing a border. And I thought, I haven't posted a video since my Lake District video, which I hope you enjoyed if you've seen that. If not, I'll leave the link in the description box below and in the cards also. You should be seeing that, so I hope you enjoyed that. But I haven't posted a video in a while, and as I was taking a break from posting a very specific booktube videos, I wanted to just share everything that I like doing, and I didn't want to get stressed about it or not posting enough, maybe not having enough subscribers, not getting enough comments, etc, etc. So I decided to just chill and post whenever I have something to say or something to show. So today I thought, it's a Sunday afternoon, I want to finish this blanket and we can kind of like, you know, just crochet and chat as well. Let me take my watch off because my watch always thinks that I'm doing exercise when I sit here and crochet for some reason. Never mind. So yeah, I'm making this blanket. I had a bunch of yarn. It was like a whole kit, 15 colors, and I didn't know what to do with it. And then on Instagram, I follow this girl, Crochet by Becca, I think, account, and she did this, I think she called it Aurora blanket, and it was so beautiful. And so I kind of got the pattern from there, very, very similar. Just I have a little bit of a change in the pattern, but most of it is her design. So I'll link her Instagram in the description below as well. So I had this yarn and I figured this would be such a nice idea for a rainbow blanket, and I always wanted to have a rainbow blanket. So I'm currently working on my last color. I literally have up, down, up, down, and then I'm gonna be doing a border. So I thought we can chat and do this. But yeah, these are the colors of the blanket, and it's so cool. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I've posted some photos of this blanket already, like stages of making that blanket. And if you want to see the whole thing, I will be posting videos on my I'll be posting photos on my Instagram as well, so follow me over there. But yeah, I have a couple of other projects that I'm currently working on. Let me show you before I start working on this blanket. So I also started my new book blanket. If you've been here for a while, you would have known that I did my January to June book blanket. I finished it, and I think it's in my June wrap-up video. I'll link that video in the box below as well. But because it was getting so big, I decided to do second half of the year in a new blanket, and I went for a granny square blanket. Now the pink doesn't mean anything, but the rest of the colors, they're basically ratings from 1 to 5, and DNF is the same color as 1-star rating. I didn't have any 1-stars or DNFs in July, so this color is missing currently from that blanket. But the pink one, I decided to use it as a divider between the months, and also to kind of like just to start the blanket, because I thought it will bring a little bit of an oomph to this blanket, because in the other one I've only used the pink when I was doing the border, and I think, you know, it would be nice to have it a little bit extra. So this is all my July books, and I already read few in August, but I haven't started on this yet because I'm working on this rainbow blanket and I want to finish it because I'm so close. So as soon as that is finished, I'll be working on the book blanket. But then I also have a project that I take to work, and this one is actually a knitted jumper. Last year or beginning of this year, I bought a whole bunch of this mohair yarn from Hobby, and yeah, I've already made one jumper knitted like this with like a boat neck. So in the summer it's quite nice because you can wear like a tank top underneath on a cool day and just throw this over, and it's so cute. So I decided to do another one in different color. So this is my back panel, and I'm working on my front panel now. Now the front is almost finished as well. I need 2 more rows of this plum and then 2 rows of this white with silver thread. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera. That doesn't even want to focus, but yeah, so I got 4 more rows, and then I'll be doing the last color, which is kind of like this lilac, this here, and this one I will be taking away for the neckline and then sleeves, and then the jumper should be ready. I have a whole bunch of yarn from Hobby, of this sort of yarn, a whole bag of that, and I have it in all sorts of different colors because the stripes, oh, I just love the stripes. So yeah, so these are the current work in progress, my current whips. Hold on, my sister is calling and I need to answer because my nephew broke his arm, so I need to chat to her and then I'll be back very, very soon. Anyway, so like as I was saying, what was I saying? And I also have more yarn that I want to use up, and I want to start working on some winter jumpers. And recently I picked up this really beautiful, like a pink and lilac marble yarn, and I'm kind of thinking about doing like a roll neck with like, I don't know, just a big nice fluffy roll neck jumper. So I have so many projects that I want to do. I still want to do socks because I see people make socks and I don't know, it just feels like it's an expert level making socks. So I want to try. I think this is my goal when it comes to knitting this year. I want to make a pair of socks, like a nice patterny socks. Hannah Flannagan, she's here on YouTube and she's also on Instagram. She's an artist, but she also does a lot of like crafts with like yarn. She does a lot of knitting, and see that blanket there at the very back, the kind of like a hexagon blanket. I saw that blanket in one of her videos first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make it. So Hannah directed me to this specific pattern and everything, and that was the first thing that I actually made. Not the first thing, because I knew how to crochet and knit before, but I haven't done that in a year, in years. Last time I actually had my knitting needles in hand was when my daughter, who is now 24 years old, she was maybe like 7 or 8, I want to say, and I used to knit a lot of jumpers for her. And yeah, so that was last time, and I was like, okay, I need to make this blanket. And I picked up a crochet hook again, and I picked up my knitting needles, and I started working with yarn again. And I think this is why the drawing and painting kind of took a step back, because I was going through a little bit of a slump with my drawing, with my art, and I think I just needed a break because I was doing so much. And yeah, I think I just needed a break. I still work on my Northern Line project when I do the stations, and I still have 8 stations left to draw, and I really want to do this year. So yeah, I want to do a pair of socks, knit a pair of socks, and I want to finish the Northern Line stations. And these are like my 2 main goals, I think, when it comes to like arts and crafts, I think, for this year. What else is new? I have been reading, and I've been reading a lot, and I know I haven't done my usual like July wrap up and stuff like that, and it's because I don't see myself as your typical booktuber or whatever. Like I said, I feel like my channel is more of like cozy vibes and just sharing the things that I love doing, like, you know, crochet or reading, because I still love reading. So I want to share everything. And I feel like, you know, when you do like wrap ups and different stats and things like that is more specifically for a booktube channel, which I am not. I thought I was, but I don't think I am. But I still read the books, and I had a good July, actually. Let me tell you how many books I've read in July. Let me just quickly look at my story graph. According to story graph, in July I've read 12 books. Wow, my average rating was 3.92. So this is me not giving you any stats. In July I was reading Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I still have one more book left, Atmosphere, which I'm currently reading, and I've read her entire backlist. Okay, so I've read 5 Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, and I've read Incidents Around the House via audio. Oh yeah, I did post a little video when I was talking about the audiobooks that I've listened to while I was reading Taylor Jenkins Reid physically, and I'll link that as well. And that was Incidents Around the House, that was The Island by Adrian McKinty, that was I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid, Pine by Francis Toon, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. So these are the books that I've read, 12 books, and yeah, plus the 5 by Taylor Jenkins Reid, the physical books. I think I had a really good month. I really enjoyed reading the backlist of Taylor. My last book that I'm reading now by Taylor Jenkins Reid is Atmosphere. So I'm reading that now, and I'm actually making a vlog about this about her books. Okay, about her books. I like this book. It reads, so far it reads really nice. Like, it reads like a Taylor Jenkins Reid book basically. And also Stephen King, I'm reading this for my read a book for every year that I've been alive challenge. It's actually a thriller, and it's actually happening 2025, and this is the reason why I picked it up, because I wanted to see back in 1981 what kind of a vision for 2025 Stephen King had. And it's kind of funny because this is a thriller, and they live in a society when the pollution is really high and people are struggling to breathe. Like, people have to wear nose filters to kind of, like, you know, filter the pollution from the air. A lot of people are sick, a lot of people are poor. Yes, there's a lot of people suffering from, like, the radiation disease because they work with, like, nuclear plants and stuff like that. So it's very kind of like gloom and doom in that book. And also the funny thing is they had, like, hover cars. So, you know, like, now 2025 we have a lot of electric cars, but we're still not on the stage that we have hover cars that literally run on air or like some sort of a gas and just hover above the road surface. So yeah, that's that. And we follow this guy, Benjamin Richards, and his wife and himself, they have an 18-month-old baby, and that baby, I think, has pneumonia or something like this, but then unfortunately they can't afford to buy the medicine because everything is just so expensive. So he goes on to this kind of like a TV program where that is called The Running Man. And basically what happens is he is being chased by the hunters. They need to find him. He gets like 12 hours head start, and he needs to run away and hide. And for every hour that he is not being caught by them, I think he earns like $100 or something like this. So yeah, it's basically to earn money, and people are encouraged to kind of like spy on him and let the hunters know where he might be hiding. And for any sighting, they're being paid $100 as well. And for any sighting that would lead to the capture or the offing the running man, they would get $1,000. So, you know, people are kind of on the lookout. They all want to get money, and you know, it's so dangerous, and it's a very fast-paced book. I've read about, I want to say about a half, just over a half. This is this book he published under the pseudonym Richard Bachman, and yeah, so I think as Richard Bachman, he wrote a little bit more thrillers than horrors, and he wrote horrors as Stephen King, as himself. So yeah, I think there was some sort of a leak or something, and people found out that Richard Bachman is actually Stephen King. So now the books that are being published, they kind of like, they say that this is Richard Bachman, Stephen King as Richard Bachman, or something like this. So anyway, it's a good book. It's gonna tick a box for me in 1981, and then I can't remember what I have for 1982. I would have to like have a look at my spreadsheets and stuff like that. Okay, I need to change positions because I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. What else am I reading? I am listening to an audiobook. I have 2 books currently because I was listening to The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, and The Weight of Blood is, I think, like a young adult book again, and I don't know if this is a horror or whatever this is, but it is, apparently it is a retelling of Carrie. And in this book we follow this girl whose name I can't remember, and she goes to this school, high school, and she looks white, but she is actually mixed race. But her father is white, and her mother, she doesn't know who her mother is. Her dad never told her, and no one actually knew that she was black. And during one of the PE lessons, there is a rainstorm or something like this, and her hair gets wet, and obviously it gets frizzy, and it turns into like an afro. So then people realize that she's black. This book talks about like issues of like racism and segregation, and this is happening in like current times, I think. But in this high school, they actually still have 2 separate proms for white people and black people. So the kids are a bit shocked that she's black, and she's being kind of like treated like an outsider. She was never liked by anyone anyway, exactly like Carrie. And yeah, so what's happening in this book is a lot of talk about prom and preparing for the prom and stuff like this. And I think I've listened to about 3 hours of that book. I'm about 25% in, right? So a quarter of the book. And I don't know, I just find it a little bit dragged out and a little bit not interesting. And I think it's because everything is happening around these kids at school. And you know, this is a young adult book, so you should expect that. But I don't think it's for me. I might give it another hour or 2. I think that book is like 11 hours of audio. So I might give it another hour or 2, and then I will decide whether I will DNF it, whether I will DNF it or continue with it. But right now I am a little bit bored. So chances are it will be a DNF. And because I was feeling like this, I picked up another book, and that's an audiobook as well. This is actually a book that I have on my shelves, but my library had an audiobook, so I picked it up and I will be able to tick it off. And Five Survive by Holly Jackson. And I have read The Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I also read the reappearance of Rachel Price, and I enjoyed them. And this one is about a group of kids, high school or I don't know, because American schooling system, I just don't understand it. So these kids, they're on like a spring break, and they are in this RV, and they are going to a campsite, and it's late in the evening. They get lost or something like this, and on this side road they are being attacked by a sniper. And again, I just find it a little bit boring. So I don't know. I don't know. We shall see what's going to happen with this one. Again, not finding it super interesting and super engaging. I don't know. It's just, I think it's just one of those books. But, you know, if it's a DNF, it's going to be a DNF. Like, I don't really care that much about it. at least, you know, I'll be able to tick off another book from my physical TBR. And yeah, so that's my book updates. I also wanted to tell you about how very interesting my July was. That's going to be a very chatty video, guys. July was so busy for me. July, we went to the Lake District, and then when we came back, myself and my son, we went to Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert. My son is going to be 18 next month, and he asked for concert tickets for his birthday. So we went together, me and him, and he had so much fun. I absolutely loved seeing him, and we had a really good time. So that was that. And then we went to Brussels in Belgium for one day. We jumped on a Eurostar from King's Cross, and myself, my son and Jason went to Brussels to meet my older son and his girlfriend Sini. So we met Lucas and Sini, and Lucas he's got a 3D printer, and he 3D printed for me a mask. It's up there, so one day I'll show you when it's ready. But he printed this mask for me, a Sleep Token mask. Sleep Token is a British band, and they all wear masks. And the leader of the band, Vessel, he's got this really beautiful mask. So I asked my son to print this mask for me, and he did. And one beautiful day, I am going to paint it, and I'm going to get a stand for it, and I'm going to display it. You can see Vessel there, lying there, my crochet Vessel. So yeah, the same mask. And what else? So we went to Belgium, and then it was just work. And now we are in August and nothing is happening. Yeah, so that's life updates. I have been, because when I do this blanket, I will either listen to an audiobook or I will watch something on TV. And a lot of the times I will catch up on YouTube or I will watch something on TV. So on Disney, there is this show called Normal People. And at first I was like, oh, I think it's based on Sally Rooney's book. And it turns out it is. And actually really loved it. I never wanted it to end. And it was about Connell and Marianne, and basically kind of like their story over the years. So we start when they're in the last year of college, I think, and then they go to university, and we kind of follow them there, their relationship. It was a messed up relationship. I felt so many times, I just felt so frustrated with them. Like, come on, people, just fucking tell each other that you love each other. But yeah, it was a very tumultuous and a very difficult relationship, and we followed them in throughout the university as well, and everything that happened to them. It was such a good show. It was so sad. It talked about like mental illness, a bit depression, and you know how hard it is for certain people, and you know the relationships and everything. There was a lot of sex in that show as well. I don't know if it's the same in a book. I think so, because they kind of started their relationship based on sex, as like friends with benefits kind of thing. So it must be. But yeah, pretty much every single episode had some sex scenes. They weren't like horrible or whatever. Like you can see some body parts and you know certain things, but it wasn't like very explicit, as I say. But it was a really good show. I was crying so much when it ended, because I was just like, Sally, why did you do that? Why did you let them end like this? You know, I just felt like it was so unfair for them. But anyway, I highly recommend that show if you have access to Disney. And yeah, I am very keen on reading a book. I actually I bought a book, not a physical one. I bought a book on Kobo, because Kobo had, I think, 3 or 4 books by Sally Rooney reduced to like 99 pence or 89 pence or something like this. So I just bought them all. So yeah, that's on my reading list as well. I'm the kind of a person that likes to binge watch a show. So if a new season comes out, I will wait for all the episodes to come out, and only then I will start watching that show, because I don't want to be like, you know, waiting for the next week. And I feel like a lot of streaming services, they do it currently, that they give you an episode a week, and I just feel like it's so unfair. It's so unfair. So yeah, so that's my, now you know what I've been working on when it comes to like crochet or knitting, and basically my yarn crafts. And you know what I'm reading. I'm hoping that Taylor Jenkins Reid vlog is going to come out within the next week or 2 weeks. I think within the next couple of weeks I will be able to post it. Oh, look at this. I think I finished. So now I need to do up and down, and I'm gonna start working on a border, but I think not in this video because my back is really hurting me right now. So yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, follow me on Instagram and you will see the pictures of the ready blanket when it's ready. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more of this type of videos in the future. If you liked it, don't forget to give me thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.